gonna get started with making our Valentines Park. This recipe has been around for years. I've been seeing this. It was trending all over Christmas time. People were making it as gifts at home, all these little TikTok videos and Instagram reels. So it was really fun while we were making it Christmas. So I thought, why not make a Valentine's version? We're gonna use white chocolate and all of our fun Valentine's M&Ms and little sprinkles. So to get started, we're gonna do baking sheet lined with parchment paper, and we're gonna line it with some club crackers. You could also use saltines. So we'll put that all down here to fit nice and tight so that our toffee and our white chocolate melt all over these crackers, because you wanna cover them completely. So once we line that up, nice and easy. This is also a really fun, easy thing to do with your kids, so that they can get involved with baking at home. So to make our toffee, we're gonna use 2 sticks of butter, 1 cup of brown sugar, put that in there. I'm gonna go melt that on the stove. I'll be right back. So now that our toffee sauce is all ready, we're gonna pour that onto the club crackers. And I'm just gonna do generous amounts all over and spread it out so that we can cover all the crackers. So usually what I do is when I make this with my kids at Christmas, I'll do this part, the hot toffee, and the chocolate, and I'll let them cover it with M&Ms and all their favorite sprinkles, so they feel like they're included and had a part in making their teacher gifts. Now that we've covered all the crackers, we're gonna put this in the oven for 4 minutes at 400 degrees. Now that's in the oven, and while we're waiting for that to cook for 4 minutes, we're gonna get our melting chocolate ready. So for Valentine's Day, I'm gonna use white chocolate and some hot pink chocolate, which is my favorite. And you can use whatever melting chocolate works for you, supermarket, Michael's, wherever you want to find it. You could do it on a double boiler to melt it, or I'm just going to use the microwave. So now that we've taken our toffee and crackers out of the oven, we're going to pour on our melted chocolate. So our white chocolate, pour that on. Spread that out with a spatula. So you can get as creative as you want with this. You can add red chocolate on top, pink, do whatever you guys want to be creative and fun. I always try to ask my kids a little bit to keep them involved. So now that we've covered it in the white chocolate, we've melted some hot pink. I'm just gonna drizzle this on. Again, be as creative as you like, make whatever design. That way, we're gonna cover this with all of our candies and pop it in the fridge or the freezer. I like to put it in the fridge and put it overnight, and then that way in the morning, you can break it up into nice uneven pieces, kind of make it look like bark, and then package it for teacher gifts or any of your friends, colleagues. So we're gonna use some Valentine's M&Ms. Again, this was fun to do at Christmas because they had the holiday colored M&Ms out. So I like this for Valentine's Day. It looks really pretty. Ooh, these look pretty. You need some red and white for Valentine's Day. We'll add some of these fun, fancy sprinkles with hearts, different shapes. Look at that. Festive, easy, great gift. We're gonna take this and pop it in the fridge overnight, and tomorrow we'll break it up and package it for teacher gifts. I prepared one yesterday, and I pulled this out of the fridge so you guys could see. I'm just gonna lift this up off of our baking sheet and break this up. So some people I've seen use a knife and cut them in even squares. I don't really do that. I just kind of like to break it uneven in big chunks in different pieces, so it's kind of makes it look more like bark. And you can just style this if you were gonna have some people over and you wanted to have some treats out. especially when you're having families over, or I like to break these up and package them as teacher gifts. So we're gonna leave these all over here. So it does not need to be even, which again is a fun and great thing to do with kids because you can let them break this up and there's no perfect way to do this. So just leave that there. The toffee smells so good. So I've broken up all of our bark. It's all here nicely displayed. And I just used some cello bags and packaged a few pieces in each one with a little pretty Valentine's ribbon, and I'll have these ready for my kids to give their teachers as a Valentine's gift. So to continue with our fun treats, we're gonna dip some pretzel rods and chocolate covered strawberries with our vanilla. I have milk chocolate melted and our hot pink. So these are all the vanilla and the hot pink we used for the bark. So we're just gonna utilize those to make our pretzel rods that I'm gonna package for the kids to give out to their classmates. And then who doesn't love a chocolate covered strawberry? So let's get started with, I washed these strawberries very well, and you have to make sure that they completely dry. So lay them out, pat them dry with a paper towel, but make sure that they've dried completely before dipping them in the chocolate. So we're gonna dip those. I hold the stem, dip them all the way. Let that excess come off. And we're gonna lay them right down on our parchment paper. So again, this is a fun task that you could do this part and then let the kids decorate them with all their fun sprinkles and different colored chocolates. So there's no wrong way to do this. Be as creative as you like. I've dipped some of our strawberries in the vanilla chocolate, and before I do the pretzel rods with the vanilla, I'm gonna dip the chocolate ones because I'm gonna show you a little trick to stick the rest of the melted chocolate in a glass so that you can get most of the pretzel rod dip. So I'm gonna get started with these. And don't worry, let these dry. And when we do our accent color with the drizzle of the hot pink, that's how our different sprinkles and hearts will stick to them. So now I've dipped all of our strawberries, and I'm gonna take this short, thin Pilsner glass, and I'm gonna pour this vanilla chocolate right in here. So that way it's really easy to dip the pretzel rods. And again, you always wanna do these little tricks, especially if you're gonna have your kids help you, to contain the mess as much as you can. So I'll dip that in there. So we have our chocolate, and we're just gonna dip the pretzel rod. Put that right down on our parchment. So I've melted this hot pink chocolate, and just be as fun and creative as you like with this. Don't overthink this. You could just use a spoon to just drizzle right on top. We're gonna do it on top of our pretzels and our strawberries, and then we're gonna sprinkle some fun. I got some fun fancy sprinkles and some with hearts. We're gonna do this right over this too. And that way, we're adding more sugar to this, but it's always fun to have an extra special treat, whatever the occasion may be. So now we have that accent color, and I'm gonna use this red and white sprinkles. Use some hearts. Sprinkles over here. Now that we finished dipping our pretzels and our strawberries, we're gonna let these cool, and I'm gonna show you, after I clean this all up, how to make an awesome Valentine's candy board. Candy boards are so popular right now. They are a great way to display treats if you're having guests over, or if you have a child celebrating a birthday at the end of January or beginning of February. Why not use Valentine's Day and the fun colors to have their themed party. We're gonna utilize all the fun treats we've already made. We've already packaged some of our bark for our teachers' gifts and our pretzel rods for our kids' classmates. So now we're gonna utilize the rest of our treats to make our fun board. So I got these strawberry heart-shaped marshmallows. So I'm just gonna put them right down on the board. So this has just been a craze all year. You've seen them all over the holidays. People have been doing charcuterie boards. We've done our fun grazing table, but you can do these really fun candy treats too. And it's just a great way to display. It adds a little bit of a fun decor element to your party and a fun way to display your treats. So we'll put our pretzels, we'll do some chocolate ones on this side. And I have some M&Ms and some fudge-filled M&Ms. I'm gonna put them right in the center, kind of offset so we can, the possibilities with this are endless, and I really kind of see now when you're doing these smaller events at your home, I really feel like people are embracing and really loving when you do your attention to detail. So that just always gives me the encouragement to go the extra mile and to make it really pretty when people come over. So we'll put our strawberries, and I'm just gonna fill this in. Some marshmallows here, and I'm gonna leave some room for our awesome, delicious bark. I'm gonna pile right here in the center. And you can just get any fun treats. If you wanna make some cookies at home, chocolate chip, or even some peanut butter cookies that we did earlier in the season, you can just use some hot pink or red sprinkles and make them a fun Valentine's treat as well. And there we go. To get started on our hot chocolate bombs, you're gonna need a silicone mold. I purchased these online, and we are gonna make semi-sweet chocolate and a white chocolate. So you can use chocolate morsels or any melting chocolate that you could purchase at different variety stores. So I'm gonna melt this. You can either use a double boiler, or I like to just use the microwave. So I'm gonna melt that for you guys now. Now that our chocolate is melted, I've melted the chocolate and the white chocolate, and we can get started. So I'm gonna be making 3 different flavors today. We're gonna make a hot fudge, an Oreo, and a salted caramel. So when this craze came out about a month ago, I was watching all these different videos on how to make them, and sometimes they look a little bit complicated, but my kids really wanted me to try to make these. So they're actually super easy. So I'm very excited to show you. So once you melt the chocolate, I like to use a spoon. Some people use a paintbrush. We're gonna put a good amount in the middle, and I'm just gonna paint it up with the back of the spoon. I think the spoon is easier than the paintbrush because the chocolate was melting on the paintbrush. But there's a couple key points when you're doing this. Put a generous amount so that there's no holes, and try to paint it all the way up to the sides so that when it sets and you pop them out of the silicone, that the sides don't break. But you will be able to see how we're gonna close them. So even if they do break, I'll give you a little tip on how to fix that. So when you're painting these up, remember you're working with melted chocolate. So you try to go a little bit as fast as you can because you don't want it to harden. The other thing that's great about these is that it doesn't take a long time to set. So you can make these shells, which we're gonna do today. I'm gonna put them in the fridge for about 10 minutes. They'll be set, and then that way I can ask my daughter to come and help me fill them with all these fun toppings that I was telling you guys about. And so this is a great activity that you could do on the weekends when it's snowing out, and then you can make this awesome hot chocolate bar for your kids when they're playing in the snow, or you can utilize this as a birthday party activity, or just having people over for a weekend. This one's ready to go in the fridge. So we're gonna pop that right in the fridge, get started on our next one. The next one we're gonna make is an Oreo kind of cookies and cream chocolate bomb. So we're gonna use the chocolate that we have, and we're gonna kind of just take a good amount in the spoon and kind of drizzle it inside the silicone molds. It doesn't have to be perfect. You can splatter it, my kids like to do. just kind of messy. It does make a mess, but we're gonna drizzle this in because when we put the vanilla, it's gonna make a really cool marble pattern, which is fun. And if you have different colors, you can do that too. Drizzle that in. Then we're gonna take our vanilla and put a good amount in the middle. And kind of paint those up. And it's gonna make a marble effect. Again, make sure you paint it all the way to the top so that you have a full circle. Now we're gonna make our shells for our salted caramel. So back with our chocolate. And once you get the hang of this, you're gonna be able to make them so quick. Remember, go all the way up on the sides. Fill the hole in the middle. Don't worry about the inside looking perfect because once you pull these shells out, the outside is so smooth and it's gonna look so beautiful. You're gonna look like a pro. And we're gonna fill them with all different fun toppings. This one, we're gonna do caramel, hot chocolate, and marshmallows, of course. So when we were watching all of these fun videos, my 13-year-old was trying to get me to make these in the beginning of December, but I was busy making gingerbread houses and cookies. So she was trying to get me to make these hot chocolate bombs. So I said, all right, we'll come up with some different fun flavors. So, I mean, there are a ton, endless possibilities. You can do s'mores. You could do crushed cookies if you wanted a cookie. You could do peppermint. We're not really peppermint people, but I've seen lots of people do peppermint inside the bomb and then also outside on the decorating it. Right now, once Valentine's coming, we're gonna be doing fun sprinkles for Valentine's Day. The funniest one that I saw that I actually would love to do for somebody, but I don't know anybody pregnant. I've seen a gender reveal hot chocolate bomb where they add the glitter inside pink or blue, and then when you pour the milk over it, it will tell you if you're having a boy or a girl. I thought that one was a pretty funny one. So these are all ready. They look great. Just checking the sides. And I'm gonna put this one right in the fridge, and we're gonna go grab our other ones. So now that these have set, and it only took a few minutes in the fridge, or you can pop them in the freezer, I've asked Christina to come help me. Are you excited? We're gonna fill these with different toppings for all of them. So we're gonna just easily pop these out. See that? Look at that nice, smooth. Okay, we'll put this down. We'll pop these out, and you see how nice the back sets. So when we decorate them, they are gonna look great. So the great thing about this is that if the edges are not perfect, don't worry. When we seal them on a pan, we'll be able to smooth those out. So look at that. So look how pretty that marble effect is. So if you have different color melting chocolates, maybe if you had hot pink or pit blue and you were doing a birthday event, you can use a splatter effect or the marble effect to make those. So these are all ready for us to fill. And you know, when we're doing a lot of birthday parties, especially now when you're trying to do smaller gatherings and trying to come up with an activity for kids to do, a lot of people will do make your own cupcake station or decorate cakes, or you can make pizza, all those fun things. Well, why not do make your own hot chocolate bombs? You can get these shells ready ahead of time, and when the kids arrive, you can have them set with all your different hot chocolates, with all your different toppings, and then let them fill their own hot chocolate bomb. So now that we're ready to fill them, when you're making regular hot chocolate with just milk, usually I'll put a couple teaspoons of the hot chocolate mix to melt into the milk. But because the shell itself is already made of chocolate, remember that you don't want to make it too sweet. And when you're picking toppings, think about toppings that will melt also in the hot milk. So for these three, we're gonna put hot fudge at the bottom, just a little bit. Do you want to do that? Okay. Oh, that's good.
That's a lot.
A little bit there, and a little bit there. And then you're gonna put a teaspoon of the hot chocolate mix. Great, one more. And then of course, we can't forget our marshmallows. And then we're gonna fill the rest with our mini marshmallows. Got that? Great. So then these three are gonna be our lids to make them into a ball. So we're gonna leave those empty because we're gonna sear them on a hot pan, which I'll show you in a minute. Put a little bit more, let's just fill them up. So the next three, so those are our hot fudge ones, those are good. Now, these are our tops, and then these three, we're gonna put salted caramel, which is my favorite. So we'll put a little caramel.
Fudge is my favorite.
Fudge is yours, not Oreo? And Oreo, okay, we'll put a little caramel. And we'll put a little, you're not the favorite is not the caramel? So we'll put a little bit of that. And then on the top, when we sear these, we're gonna drizzle some more chocolate and then sea salt, which will be delicious once it melts into the milk. So we'll fill that. Now, Christina, you wanna do these Oreo ones? So for the Oreo one, I thought it'd be fun to use white chocolate powder, which is pretty easy to get at the supermarket as well. Put some crushed Oreos in the middle, a couple in there. Now, you wanna put white chocolate? And we'll put some more marshmallows on top. Oh, that's okay, one more white chocolate there. That one's yours. That one's yours because it's super sweet. So we'll put one in each. Some marshmallows. And now we're ready to sear them. So if you were doing this as an activity for kids, just let them fill them with all their favorite toppings. You could sear them and then let them drizzle the chocolate and the decorations on top. So there we go. Now we're ready to close them. To seal these, we're gonna turn a pan on medium-high heat and we're gonna sear this so that we can close our bone. It was that easy, just to seal that, and now I can get finished sealing the rest. Now that we have closed our bombs, it's time to decorate them. So I have our leftover chocolate and white chocolate, and we're just gonna drizzle on top. Be creative with this. You could just take the spoon, drizzle right on top. And then these bombs that we've closed right here, these are the ones that we did hot fudge. So I'm gonna do a couple different designs for the top. And if you're doing this for a birthday party, you can get all different color sprinkles. And we can put the sprinkles right on there. Put those, there we go. The big ones are not always easy to stick, so we're gonna stick those right on. And then for this one, I'm gonna use just some chocolate crunchies for the top of that one. The next row is the salted caramel. So we're gonna drizzle the chocolate, and this is where we're gonna add our sea salt for that salted flavor. So you could be creative and use the white chocolate on this, or again, if you have different colored chocolate, there's no wrong way to make these. So I'm just gonna take the sea salt, and that looks so pretty too. That crushed sea salt right on top of that chocolate. Put that right on there. And those are ready. Now we have our Oreo. So I'm gonna use the white chocolate that we have left over. If it gets a little hard, you can stick it back in the microwave for 10, 15 seconds, or again, like the double boiler. So we're just gonna drizzle that on top. And we're gonna use the crushed Oreos to decorate this one. You can even add some chocolate if you want, since we have it. But I'm sure my kids will love it. We're gonna take our crushed Oreos and just crush them right on top of the chocolate. Or you could take, you know, an Oreo, cut the Oreo in half and glue it on the top with the different chocolate. You could put some sprinkles, whatever you want. This is all about making it fun for the kids. I'm all about making it look beautiful. So now that they're ready, so I'm gonna take these and put them right in the marshmallows to display them. It's our salted caramel. There we go. Oreo. And now we are ready to set up our amazing hot chocolate bar that's to die for. Our hot chocolate station is all set. This would be amazing for a birthday party. So we have here all of our hot chocolate bombs that we've made. You'll just put some nice mugs out, whipped cream, marshmallows, I've crushed Oreos, sprinkles, heart-shaped marshmallows that I found. And these are chocolate spoons if you want it a little bit sweeter. And I just decorated this with just some peppermint candy. I always like using either some edible or fun decor that you've already have set up in your station. So let's try one out. So we're gonna make one right now. Christina, which one do you want? With the sprinkles? Okay, so I'm gonna take this, pop this in right into a glass. You want it to be at least a nice big size mug, at least 10 ounces. And we're gonna pour the milk right above. Okay, get ready, look at that. It's breaking up already. Hold on, watch the marshmallows pop out.
Don't tell me what's up.
You don't want me to tell you the surprise? Oh, look at that. Looks awesome. You could stir that, and I can add some whipped cream to it. Some whipped cream. You want to try it out? What do you think?
It's hot, but it's good.
It's good? All right. Well, she says it's delicious, so. Thank you so much for watching. We hope you enjoyed today's episode. For full instructions on how to make these amazing hot chocolate bombs at home, visit nikkigleckis.com.